What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. Today we are celebrating 40 years of Marvel video games. I'm teaming up with my buddy Chris Baker, who previously worked with Marvel games and especially on Marvel Heroes. And like I said, it's a celebration of all things Marvel video games. In 1982, Spider-Man was the first video game to come out on the Atari 2600, and since then, we've seen Spidey on a number of video games, as well as many other beloved Marvel characters. And we all have our favorites, and today what I am doing as part of this big celebration is I am going to talk to you about my top 10 favorite games in Marvel history. And this is a tough list to put together because I have played Marvel video games on so many different platforms all over the years. And we're talking about Sega Genesis, we're talking about PlayStation and Xbox, we're talking about Nintendo Switch, we're talking about fighting games. You know, like there's so many different Marvel video games over the years. I grew up going to the arcades, playing them X-Men games and all that stuff. And it's a tough list to put together. We've seen Marvel collaborate on so many different things in the video game verse, but this is going to be a very hard thought list of my top 10 favorite video games that have ever been released with Marvel. And it's worth pointing out that there is a new game coming a week from today on December 2nd. Marvel's Midnight Suns will be the latest entry into the Marvel Universe, and I am a 2K Next maker and sponsored by Midnight Suns, so I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to remind you you still have a little bit of time left to pre-order your game and get your Doctor Strange Defenders Legendary skin. If I waited a week or two to make this video, would Midnight Suns be on the list? I don't know. I hope so. But I'll tell you what. There's a lot of amazing games that have come out over the last 40 years. And thank you, Marvel, for always putting out such amazing characters, amazing content, movies, video games, comics, everything. It has really changed my life personally. And I know a lot of us that are watching here, thank you for everything. So what's my top 10 Marvel video games? Let's see. At number 10, we have the Deadpool video game. This originally came out on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. It later got a sort of remaster for Xbox One, PlayStation 4. And listen, it's not the best video game of all time or anything, but it was a lot of fun. And it had Nolan North as Deadpool, and it was just a Deadpool game in every possible way. And I absolutely loved playing it. It had lots of really cool cameos, lots of other characters that popped in, and it was Deadpool in every possible way. And what I really hope we get at some point is I hope we get a nice open world Deadpool game, because there's so many possibilities of everything that you can do with Deadpool, as you can see. So yeah, number 10, we have the Deadpool video game because yeah, it was dope. At number 9, we have Marvel's Avengers. And listen, this game wasn't perfect, okay, but I love it, and I've spent over 2 years playing it, and there are not many games that you get to play this much, this consistently. I know they've had some problems. They've made a lot of missteps. It could have been a lot better than it ended up being, but nothing will ever change the fact that this is a game that I played a ton, and I got more than my money's worth out of it, and I will always love it, even if I just think of it as a pure Thor game. Playing as Thor in this game was everything I could have ever hoped it would be, and honestly, to be able to play as a bunch of other characters that were legendary in the Marvel Universe was absolutely amazing. Could they have done better? Sure, absolutely. And I hope that, you know, maybe someday we get another game like this, even if it isn't Crystal Dynamics, because this was and should have been one of the most epic games of our time. And for what it was, I really did enjoy it, and I really don't have anything to apologize for. I think a lot of people got a lot of great times and great memories out of it, and it's definitely a game that mattered to me. So at number 9, we have Marvel's Avengers. At number 8, we have Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. This is definitely one of the best Lego games ever made, and it has just a fantastic roster. Just so many characters, a lot of really deep dive characters as well. And obviously, it has Darkhawk, which, if you don't know, I was the voice of Darkhawk in this game. And you know the joke if you know the joke. But I love this game. I was one of the first people in the world to get the Platinum Trophy on it on PlayStation. We've got all the achievements on Xbox. And it's just such a phenomenal game. One of the things I always loved about the Lego games is just the fact that there was so much that you could do. There were so many different fun characters that you're probably never going to get the opportunity to play as in other video games. And that is the Lego dream. And honestly, if you know my channel, you probably know it because of a Lego game. And this one was just honestly one of the best ones I've ever played. So there you go. At number 8, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. At number 7, we have Spider-Man Miles Morales, available now on PC, by the way, if you haven't played it before. This is just an absolute testament to the catalog that Marvel Games has been able to put out, that this game would rank at number 7 for me. I love the game and everything, and I honestly can't wait for Spider-Man 2 to come out, because this is a great way to bridge that gap between the two. Just a phenomenal game. We get to know Miles a lot better. It has a lot of heart, a lot of soul, and honestly, I'm just stoked that more people finally get to play it now on PC, and can't wait for Spider-Man 2. So that is number 7, Miles Morales. At number 6, we have Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And listen, this entire franchise was just a lot of fun to play. But when I think of my love for Marvel video games, it kind of starts to come back to me with Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This is a game I played when it came out on Xbox 360, and at the time, I honestly really only played sports video games. I didn't play a lot of these type of games anymore, and it really brought my love for Marvel back. And I'm always going to remember it for that reason. And in this video right here that we're looking, I was kind of showing off all of the characters in the quotation fingers remaster that they did, where they were able to release it on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people really want to play this game again, and Activision lost the license, so it's really not available for sale on console anymore. But honestly, when we think about a lot of the games that we love now, you know, Marvel Future Fight, you know, Future Revolution, Strike Force, Marvel's Avengers, Marvel Heroes, all these type of games, they all kind of live on because this game existed first. And even though Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 to me was a little disappointing, I still loved it a lot, and it just didn't have the same heart as the originals. So in any event, number 6 for me, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. At number 5, we have Fortnite. That is right. I am considering Fortnite a Marvel game. It is a Marvel collaboration, and if you look at the actual roster of characters that come from the Marvel universe, you can argue that there are few games that have as many Marvel characters within it as Fortnite does. You can sit here and go up and down the roster, and it is an absolute who's who of different Marvel characters. And I can't think of another reason that I actually play Fortnite other than the collaborations that we see. And Marvel is the biggest reason for them. There are few games where I get to play as any of these characters that you're seeing me flip through on the screen. And it's just incredible the way that Fortnite has been able to reinvent itself over the years as probably the number 1 collaborative game in the history of video games. It is iconic, and it always will be. Even if you don't love the gameplay style of Fortnite, you cannot argue that they have absolutely changed the game on what collaboration should be. And just to be able to sit here and play as all my favorite Marvel characters with this just massive roster, is just incredible, and they should absolutely be commended for it. So at number 5, we have Fortnite. At number 4, we have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and this was just an absolutely phenomenal game to me, and honestly, in so many ways, I wanted to rate it so much higher. I adore this game with every ounce of my being. I am a massive Guardians of the Galaxy fan. I'm a massive Cosmic Marvel fan. If you know anything about me, you know that whenever people ask me what my favorite comic book runs are, I talk about Annihilation, and I talk about Nova, and I talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy. And this game was a dream come true. There's definitely a lot of ways I would have loved to have seen it made a little bit differently, but honestly, I accept it for what it is, and it was just a masterpiece to me. And I really hope that there is an opportunity for a second game, because I feel like there is some unfinished business, and I want to know what the heck's going on with my boy Richard Rider. So at number 4 for me, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. At number 3, we have Marvel's Spider-Man, and this is easily the greatest game ever made for the Marvel video game universe. There's no doubt about it, and I know for a lot of people that should mean this should be my number 1 game, but again, this is my most favoritist video games of all time, and I do absolutely adore Spider-Man. This game is everything I could have ever hoped it would be, and I understand why it is universally revered, and it is by me as well. It's literally my 3rd favorite Marvel video game of all time. You'll understand why it's 3 and not 2 or 1 in just a moment, but I will say that this game is a game changer for Marvel in general, and I'm hopeful that moving forward we can see more games that follow this kind of formula with Spider-Man. You know, we're gonna get Spider-Man 2, we're gonna get Wolverine, we've got an Iron Man game coming. There's a lot of great games that are coming, and I hope that they can all follow this pattern. And I'm just ecstatic for all the Spider-Man fans out there, the Spidey Squad, if you will, that this game exists for them. Spider-Man's appeared in more video games than pretty much any comic book character not named Batman, and this is just a testament to everything that a Marvel or even comic book video game is supposed to be. So number 3 is Marvel's Spider-Man. At number 2, we have Marvel Heroes Omega, and as you have seen in other clips that I've shown throughout this video, I have shown you pretty much gameplay, but what I'm showing you right now is the login screen for Marvel Heroes Omega, a game that I have still yet to delete from my Xbox. I never will. It breaks my heart in every possible way that this game died the way that it did exactly 5 years ago today from when I'm recording this video on Thursday, November 24th. This was such a special game to me. As much as any other video game I've ever played, as much as all the Lego games, this is probably a game that I am widely known for, and this is a game that I feel like broke the hearts of an entire generation of Marvel video game players. This game also not perfect, but it had so much heart, it had so much soul. It had just kind of come out on console, and a whole new group of players had discovered it. And if only they had more time and different circumstances, I think we would still be playing this game today. If DC Universe Online can last as long as it has and not even look anywhere near as great as this game did, I have no reason to believe that Marvel Heroes wouldn't be around. I played this game on PC. It's one of the very few games I ever played religiously on PC. It is definitely the most played PC game of all time for me. And I would actually even say that if you put together all of the hours of gameplay I've played on PC with every other video game that I've ever played, it wouldn't even be half of as much as I played on Marvel Heroes. Special game, and I think everybody should understand why, to me, it was number 2. And if you understand why this is number 2, you are definitely going to understand why I'm choosing my number 1 favorite video game in the entire Marvel Universe. At number 1, we have Lego Marvel Superheroes, and this should not come as any surprise whatsoever. It is a game that literally changed my life, and I will always be grateful for the folks at TT Games for making this video game. It is obviously the game that a lot of people, probably most people, subscribe to me for because of and know me for. Literally tens of millions of views on Lego Marvel Superheroes, but it's so much more than that. It's the reason why we loved this game. This roster is iconic, okay? This is a time before things just went so terribly wrong in the world of Marvel gaming, okay? It's when before, Sony and Fox and everybody was fighting with Marvel over rights and stuff like that. It's when we were able to have X-Men characters and we were able to have Fantastic Four characters, and it's just one of the most iconic rosters. Obviously with Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, I think it's technically a better video game, obviously, but it's just doesn't have as much going for it as Lego Marvel Superheroes does, all right? Because this game is just able to tap into so many different characters, and while it doesn't have as many characters, it's still ridiculous to think that we were able to get a game with so many X-Men, so many Fantastic Four. I mean, look at this roster. Look at these characters, and of course, at the center of it, my 3 favorite characters are all in this game. With Nova, with Deadpool, and of course with Thor, and they're all out of order, so I don't even remember who's where and what anymore. But just absolutely phenomenal game through and through. I just adore it, and I would love to see this get remastered. I would love to see this work in the new engine, if you will, the way that Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 works. But more than anything, I want every single one of these characters to be in a Lego Marvel Superheroes 3. That is the game that I hope that TT Games is working on after the Lego Disney game. And I'm just so excited to finally have the entirety of the Marvel Universe open and available for them to make what will be the best Lego video game ever made when it's finally released. So in any event, that is it. That is my top 10 favorite Marvel video games of all time. I would be very interested to hear what you have to say. What are your favorite games? I'm sure Spider-Man is at the top for most people, and that's fair and that's fine. But I don't think you can argue with my reasoning for number 1 and 2, because like I said, I admit Spider-Man's the best game ever made for Marvel, period. But for me, these 2 other games, Marvel Heroes and Lego Marvel Superheroes, are just so special. And I just want to say thank you for watching the video. Congratulations to Marvel Games, 40 years of Marvel video games, and hopefully the best is yet to come. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you.